Daytona. Everybody ready, set, go. Rev it up and let's roll. There's a party in the fast lane. Got my hands on the wheel and I'm flying. Heartbeat loud as the thunder rolls. Riding in on the stampede of lightning. I'm bringing back the sunshine. Bringing back the sunshine. Baby, it's about time. Oh, bring it back. Oh,
Hello, everybody, and welcome to everybody's favorite track in upstate New York. It's Watkins Glen International for the Mission Foods 200 at the Glen. It's race 5 of 18 here for LIMECAR season number 4. I'm here in the booth with John McKean. John, it was just a short drive up for you. How are you doing today?
I just want to first off say that I'm amazed that this racetrack is 70 degrees and sunny. There should be 3 feet of snow on the ground, yet it is a perfect, clear day for some LIMECAR racing.
Absolutely. Last week we had a winner, broke his 25 race drought with Garrett Lamar taking home the win. Christopher Murnell, he's a hot lap hero, on pace for his best qualifying average ever in history, 3.4. And then shock of the year, Quentin Haley, after a rough year last year, second in points right now, having an amazing season in his second year on the track. It's going to be a great race here. Like you said, it's January and we have no snow on the ground. But let's hop into these keys to the race.
Yeah, the keys to the race here, it's a 25 lap event. It's a short road course at 2.45 miles at 7 turns, not using the boots, so it's less technical. This is the first time since season 2 we have been here, and that last time we were there, Ian McDaniel won in a strategy race, which is why that 16 to 18 lap fuel run is going to be very important. And the difference between the 1-stop and 2-stop is going to be interesting to see as this race progresses, especially considering where cautions could fall. There's a lot of places where drivers could drop it, and especially with the right rear tire scrub, it's going to be very important making sure you're conserving those tires and making sure you're not responsible for that caution and allowing your rival to benefit from it. So we'll just see how this shakes out.
Absolutely. I think this is what I am shocked that we didn't have this on the schedule last year. It's certainly a fan favorite track, and I, for one, cannot wait for what is going to happen. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. On the pole, who else? Second pole of the year, Robbie Gordoff and Michael Guthrie, who won COTA last year. Henry Guo, Christopher Murnell in row number 2. Desquarius Greenhouse Jr., Jordan Madron, row 3. Christian Visconti and Richard Fridge make up row number 4. Row number 5 sees Tyler Cook, the road course veteran, and Quentin Haley. Ryan Barone, who won at Sonoma last season, and Eris Yuko make up row number 6. Ian McDaniel and Strokey Banger in row 7. McDaniel definitely one to watch, as Kaz Gralla has won here before in TA2, as well as Santiago Nicholas in row 8. Row 9, Chase Gibbons and Garrett Lamar. Braden Sigafus and Nathan Stapleton in row number 10 as the cars make their way through the bus stop. Matthew Fastnot, Aaron Giffen in row 11. Row 12, Kyle Mabey, your points leader, and home race for Reed Simpson, the Syracuse native. Jeremy Mead, Riley Gorst in row number 13. Row 14, Alexander Rowe and Cam Arrow. To the rear is Justin Haley alongside Stephen Colin in row 15, engine change for the 99. Row 16, Logan Williams and Carson Green. Blake Walker, Cam Arrow in row 17. Row 18 is going to have Anthony Foss and Chris Lilly. I apologize for the graphic. That's actually Ricardo Garcia in row 17. Sean McKean and Brayson Collins, row 19. Row 20, Zachary Ponce and Ethan Harrison. Rounding out the field, Jerry Chen, Joe Kraus. Coming through the final corner, John, any last words before we get set and going underway?
You know, it's been a while since we've been here for LIMECAR, but I'm excited to see this get underway. This track always provides excitement.
Green flag is off there, off and underway. Green flag already 3-4 wide, John. We're fanning out going into turn number 1.
Yeah, making sure you navigate this corner well is important, but also making sure you funnel in for the S's coming up, and we have a crash.
That's Ryan Barone in the Philadelphia Eagles car getting turned around, as well as that looks like Ethan Harrison as well. And we got cars off in the dirt off of turn number 2. That's Eris Yuko, I believe. He's taken a little bit of off-road excursion. He's going to lose a few spots there. Massive drop in spots for 54 when he started in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, when you hit that wall in the S's, it's very hard to get off of it, especially when you're already in the grass and can't turn as is. So it's going to be important to navigate the incoming tire issues you're going to face.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people going wide. Cam Arrow especially cutting through the grass in that number 42 DHL livery. This little section here where you're sending it through that bus stop and then also through the carousel to go on board with Chris Marnell, as Robbie Gordoff is all over that back bumper of 51. We'll see how these cars are really throwing in the round, but especially that bus stop and the carousel. You're going to have to conserve your tires. You're going to see a lot of rear wheel fade there, as the 33 went for the move on the inside, isn't able to make it done. You're going to really be stepping that back end out here, and you're going to have to conserve your tires. Maybe take it easy through these corners, as we're going to see our first at speed run through through the chicane and S's and bus stop.
Yeah, you know, on the opening lap, you're able to kind of just throw the car in there and just make up as much as you can, but now, even though it's only lap 2, we're starting to approach that time where you need to start thinking about those tires, and especially that right rear, that's going to be screaming, just wanting to be, you know, just wanting to stop that punishment for the tires. So you just have to think about the long game here.
Absolutely. Got a little bit of a battle for 20th. It's Nathan Stapleton and Matthew Fastnot. Fastnot, a winner at the Roval last year. No longer going to the Roval this year. Here's Kyle Mabey, currently 26th. He's made up a few spots already. Second season, your current points leader. We got a spin coming off the final corner. It's Ricardo Garcia and Justin Haley involved. That's going to bring out our first yellow of the day. Wow, an incident off the last corner with the NASCAR veteran and the LIMECAR veteran. Guthrie's going to lead him back to the line as Visconti's making a move for 5th on Richard Fripp.
Yeah, and he ends up clipping the chicane there, but you know, you never want to be spinning off the final corner because there's just cars coming blind around the curve. So very lucky escape for Haley and Garcia.
Absolutely. We'll have to take a look at the replay once we gather our field back up after we race back to the yellow, but we'll see if anybody else got collected. But it seems like the 41 and the 99 avoided damage for the most part. But it's Guthrie after lap 4 of 25 at the Mission Foods 200 at the Glen. And let's take a look at this replay as the field collects the pace car.
Yeah, I mean, they're going 3 wide going into 7, and, you know, someone has to give, but nobody does. And not enough room given to Garcia, and I think he probably should have backed out of that one.
Absolutely. I feel like there's your spotters for that. That's a spotter blind zone, so we'll go to this top-down angle. You've got a spotter in this second to last corner. I would be yelling at him to back out of it here, especially with the 69 of Anthony Foss shoving it in the inside, and Haley's not going to give up the room there. He feels like he has the corner. And there's Alexander Rowe, gives a little bit of a bump to the 99. Nothing that the 37 could do. Luckily, the rest of the field passed him on by. Go on board.
Yeah, I mean, Rose should definitely be fine. I'm just curious as to how this is going to affect the handling on the 99 and 41, especially on a course that's fairly aero-dependent. So hopefully they can get that repaired in pit lane.
So we'll see who elects to come down pit road. It appears that the first driver, that's going to be Tyler Cook. He was in 11th. So this early caution coming here, John, you said we're going to see one stop versus two stop, but do you think that this little Fourier is Sean McKean and the 66 Stephen Poland, 84, all those guys coming down pit road? Do you think that this is going to... How do you think this is going to play out?
I think for the guys who are in the back, like pretty much everyone from 25th on back, what do you lose from pitting this early on in the race, you know? I mean, you're not going to make up that ground naturally, especially if you're anywhere from McKean behind Hook. As we see the order not really change out of pit lane, but you know, you want to see if you can maybe take a tire advantage and carve your way through the field that way, but at the same time you do take a two stop, so making sure you can take care of the tires in this run is important.
Absolutely, and single file restarts, but we still could see the same mayhem as we get re-racked and restacked as the green flag comes out underway here on lap 6 of 25 here at Watkins Glen. Already drivers fanning out, and if we get a green flag run as the field makes their way through this first corner a little bit, much cleaner than the initial restart. If we get a green flag run, those guys that did pit, they would cycle to the front as they don't need to pit for a decent amount of time. So it could play into their favor. Just depends on if the yellow or when the yellow do come. On board with Ian McDaniel, currently in 10th place, your reigning winner from Season 2.
Yeah, I mean, McDaniel has a great record around this place. I mean, obviously he won the Season 2 race, but in Season 1, he came back to the solid top 5, actually finished second despite a late run trying to take the lead, but couldn't get it done. Average finish of 1.5, not currently in great position to take a win, but there's still plenty of time to go.
Bordoff, Guthrie, battle for the lead as the 33, fighting with this 51, coming out of the final corner, the 33. The 51 gets a little bit loose, the 33 taking the lead at the stripe as Santiago Nicholas goes way wide to make a move on Ian McDaniel down the front straightaway. Thinks better if it comes back in line as the 14 of Gibbons gets a little bit loose, being shoved by, I believe that's the 13, last week's winner, Garrett Lamar. So new leader, Robbie Gordoff on lap 7 of 25. And this would be, with Gordoff retaking the lead, this would be the third race in a row now, John, that Gordoff has taken the lead and done so with relative ease with the speed of that race car.
Yeah, I mean, Gordoff is a driver who's definitely hungry for a victory. He rallied great at North Wilkesboro to go from 33rd to 4th, and he led a third of the race at Rockingham, so evidently he has what it takes to finally take that first win on the year. It's just a matter of when it will come, but today looks like a great day.
Again, plenty of race still to go. Christian Visconti in that number 80 car fighting behind. It looks like Jordan Madrid and Richard Rich will go on board with Sligafoos here. 13th place, second season, first full-time season for the driver of the 78. It's a little bit loose on that fourth quarter. I'll tell you what, it is not easy to run up front with the big dogs at a road course like this. He is doing wonderfully here as he just lost the position, but a little bit of a commentator's curse, but I mean, this 78 has been looking quite strong the last few weeks, all things considered, for a new team, first full season as a driver.
Yeah, I mean, you look back here to the guys on new tires. They haven't made up as much ground as I really would think they do, and that's Williams
big wiggle.
Really wide.
Oh, off-roading through the dirt. There goes the 17. He keeps it clean. We're almost 3 wide through the carousel. That could have been nasty. We keep it all together. This is towards the middle and back half of the field. Logan Williams, last time we talked, John, this was race 2. Should be a title contender. He just hasn't been able to put the pieces down in qualifying. Very abnormal for the Logan Williams crew. Definitely needs a little bit of a turnaround to get this ball rolling.
Yeah, but I mean, a poor qualifying run at the start of the season is not an indication of future pace. I mean, we saw this in the NASCAR Cup Series this season with Chase Briscoe. In fact, it was actually the inverse, where he qualified very well, but could not exactly get it done in the races. So I think as time goes on, it will get ironed out. But yeah, right now it's just ironing out his bumps.
Last week's winner, Lamar, currently in 11th. All three of his previous wins to last week came on road courses. All three of them coming in season number 2. Lamar finally getting that elusive victory, but don't count him out here at this road course. But right now it's Gordoff, Marnell in second, and Guthrie who took home the win at Dakota last season. Look at Jordan Madrid, another driver, a second-year driver. Look at him, he's making his way through on the 51. We're going to be side-by-side through the final corner. Not exactly where you want to be, the 68. Wisely backs out of it. But we've seen a lot of second-year drivers really come into their own this season. Madrid, great run in Atlanta. Gordoff, great runs all season after really finally getting his first good run in season 1 at St. Louis. So we've seen a lot of these second-year... Visconti as well in this top 10. Richard Fridge, this is his third season in the series, but still... great runs, especially Santiago Nicholas, another second-year driver, looking to capitalize on a great season year 1 for the 83, Rookie of the Year, but still looking for consistency out of that 83 camp.
Yeah, and speaking on Robbie Gordoff, and just in this race in particular, he hasn't exactly scurried away from the front pack. As you can see right here, he's very close in proximity to the 23 and the earlier leader of Michael Guthrie. So he hasn't exactly pulled away, and that's, as this run goes on, they're going to start pressuring him.
Tires will start to wear, they'll start to pressure him, and we've had a pretty solid green flag run so far throughout the race. As Marnell looks to the inside going into turn 1, we could see green flag pit stop. We've seen it already in two races this season of the 5, and we had a caution-free event at North Wilkesboro as well. So these guys getting cleaner, getting more consistent throughout the year as Marnell loses his spot to Guthrie to the S's. Strategy is going to come into the hands of these crew chiefs. It's going to be a matter of time of who's going to capitalize on it. Still a lot of race to go, though.
It's very wide for a car coming out of the chicane back there. I mean, you're at a time where those rear tires are just screaming for help, and you know, going out of a high-speed chicane like that is never going to be to the benefit of those tires. So, you know, we're definitely approaching the pit window, I would have to guess, you know, near halfway. So it'll be interesting to see how everything cycles out with the cars who have yet to pit and the cars who pit once during that caution.
43, we just had an eye on him. He was in 31st, has not made up many positions. A little bit of damage for the 77 there. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Does not come down pit road. But the 43, Tyler Cook, in 31st after taking an early pit stop. You'd have to imagine he's saving his stuff for the inevitable green flag pit stops that could happen. Battle for 20th here. This is Stephen Colin, or no, this is for 30th, excuse me, between Stephen Colin and that is Strokey Banger. 43 of Cook gets shoved wide. Wow. Just as I said, he needs to save tires. Did about everything he could to not there. Gets it woed up though. A little bit of commentator's curse here, John.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You got hit pretty wide there, but you know, we're looking at a battle between Marnell and Guthrie. Marnell lost a spot trying to make a move into turn 1, and you know, I've yet to see anyone not lose spots when they're on the inside in turn 1. No one's been able to fire it off this entire race. So I'll be interested to see what line Marnell takes into the turn 1 here, if it's going to be anything different.
On board with Chase Gibbons, currently in 9th place. Second season for the driver out of just north of Knoxville, Tennessee. And the Toyota Gazoo Racing NA vehicle. Had some upsets and downs last season. Looking for more consistency. I guess that's the name of the game. He's got Quentin Haley in 8th place, right in front of him. The shock of the year. Depending how the points shake out, we could see Quentin become the new points leader. I won't jump the gun just yet. That 31's looking pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, he's been holding strong throughout this entire run so far. Yeah, I mean, he's been a great story this year, and I think if he can prove his worth on a track like Watkins Glen, which is a storied facility, I think it'll be a great omen for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. As we look at Kyle Mabey, who's near the back half of the field here, you'd have to imagine that he's going to be one of the early drivers to hit, or at least try to flip, but there's not going to be really much. This is such a big track, even though it's quick and there's not many corners, it's still a big track, so there's not going to be much opportunity to try and undercut. You really kind of have to guess when people are hitting, as we got a little bit of a DAF racing battle for 5th place.
I definitely think that you need to be the first one to take pit road. You cannot even risk the undercut here. You have to be the one to take the undercut, and you know, it might not be the most effective because you need to get those tires warmed up, but let's say it is effective and you don't take the undercut because you're scared of losing positions. Well, there goes your race. So you just have to be proactive in this sort of situation.
John, you mentioned earlier 16 to 18 laps is about our fuel window. Pretty big margin for error for a fuel window, but we did have an early yellow. When do you think we're going to start to see pit stops come into play? We're at about 11 laps to go right now, as the 54 is having a little bit of a struggle here. Do you think we're going to see stops now, or do you think people are going to try to run it dry?
I definitely think there will be people who take to the pit within the next 1 or 2 laps, but you know, I think if you're running up front, you have too much to lose, right? So I think you're just going to run it dry if you're up front and just hold it out, especially because you could go until 19 or 20 realistically with how the caution fell.
Absolutely. I would have to agree, but we'll see as Gordoff has opened up a little bit of gap to this 51 car, as the 51 was content on battling Marnell here, is swinging wide, and the 33 is going to peel into pit road.
Wow.
And we're going to, everybody's following suit. Ian McDaniel, zooming in. That's the whole field except for Reed Simpson coming down pit road.
Some cars stare close to that barrier by the way, oh my god, but we see a few cars stay out, and not all of them were ones that pit under that yellow. There are a lot who decided to come in with the leaders, and I'm not sure how much I like that move, but at the end of the day, you do have to make a second stop. I just would have rather have done it to be the first to do it rather than follow everybody else.
So Reed Simpson, assuming he's going to come in next time by the only driver out on the track that has not pitted, which would cycle the lead to Tyler Cook and Anthony Foss in the 69. There'll be 1-2. These are the guys that pitted under that first yellow. As we're going to see a race off of pit road, Justin Haley. Looks, I think he's had some issues. He took a quick stop to the 99, but this would be Haley's second stop. So Haley is one of those guys that took your advice, but we'll see where the 99 ends up after this. Gordoff wins the race off of pit road here. 99's got heavy rear end damage. I would have to imagine he's just coming in to fix it over and over. Still on the lead lap though. Big wiggle out of the 4 as he is going to peel that Yahoo machine into pit road and get it woed down. So new leaders, Tyler Cook in the 43, and now the clock is ticking for the second-year veteran out of Charlotte, North Carolina, GT3 racer. He's got Anthony Foss right behind him in the 69 for Full Send Racing. We'll see how long it takes. They did pit on what would be lap number 4 and had a lap under yellow to be able to get their wits about them. But we'll see when they do come down pit road. Do you think they're hoping for a yellow here?
I would have to think because, you know, I definitely would take to the pits sooner rather than later. But then again, I'm not a crew chief, so I guess I'm not exactly one to talk here. But it's tough to say. I definitely think a caution is realistic, especially with how many damaged cars are on track and the battles that are still forming, but I really wouldn't bet money on it.
As Simpson is able to cycle out of pit road, looks like he's filing in right where he came out of. Maybe he might be a little bit up. He might have taken 2 tires, I would have to imagine, because he's in front of Reed Simpson, who was well within the top 12 and 13. So Reed Simpson, solid strategy, maybe going for 2 tires for that 4 car. On board with Anthony Foss, chasing behind Tyler Cook in 2nd place. 2nd season driver, 1st year as a team owner for Full Send Racing.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a struggle you want to overlook either. Being an owner driver brings up its own set of difficulties, and the fact he's held himself to such a high pedigree on the track so far, and even as an owner, it's proving to work well as he's trying to chase down Cook in front of him.
Absolutely. There's the 37 of Rowe. We mentioned, big wiggle out of Grayson Collins. Looks like he got help from Ricardo Garcia. We stay green. Massive side impact for the 5 of Collins. Who's going to limp it to pit road, I would have to assume. Oh, man, that's just a disastrous run for that 5 car. And who do you expect but Ricardo Garcia?
Yeah, I was about to say, that's the usual suspect when it comes to going off the bumper of somebody. But yeah, it's tough for Grayson Collins because he was having a great run too, especially from a pretty low starting position. There's the yellow.
Oh, caution's out. That's the 48 of Fastnot and the 97 of Jeremy Mead, who have gone around in the bus stop. 97 hits the wall again.
Whoa.
Oh, man, we've got Calamity Corner as the 43 is going to cross the line. Lap 20 of 25, the yellow's out, and I'm hearing over the radio we got more drivers piling in over there. There must be some oil or something down on the track in the bus stop. John, we're going to have to take a look at this as soon as possible. Let's do it right now.
Yeah, I mean, the moment I saw multiple cars go off here, I figured there was oil as we see the 26 going to the wall.
That's the 77 and the 99. This was earlier in the lap. There must be something down on the track. That's Harrison and Ailey.
Yeah, I mean, we'll look at the 97, I'd imagine, but it's weird that he drove into the wall again after that. After that,
They just lose it there. Hard impact. Photographer's ducking for cover. So this is Fastnot. Oh, man. Here is the 97. He was side by side with the 66. I would assume that gave him a little bit of help. So maybe not the oil, but I mean, he just drives, man, right to the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what other explanation there is for that other than there must be oil. That's Reed Simpson.
Oh, big lick for Simpson there, who was running really, really well. So we'll see these initial drivers come down pit road who did pit earlier. And this is going to catch the field back up. The 97 of Mead is going to stay out, oddly, after his incident. 77, big damage for Harrison there. So Kraus, Fastnot, and Simpson have all taken their efforts to the garage. I mean, we'll have to send the safety workers out there to get it cleaned up, but man, such an interesting incident in the bus stop.
Yeah, and I mean, truly an odd decision from Fastnot to stay out there too. You have to think he's coming in maybe next lap to make that change, or if he was already a lap down, because to stay out here makes no sense.
So restart under 10 to go means that the lapped cars will stay out in front. So the leader is Robbie Gordoff after the driver's pit. We're going to restart on lap 23 of 25. 3 laps to go here at Watkins Glen. Green flag back out. We're back underway here as Bryson Collins and Jeremy Mead are out in front of the 33. We'll see how they navigate this lapped traffic.
Yeah, not only lap traffic, but damaged traffic. We know that Grayson Collins is pretty damaged, and Fastnot obviously took multiple licks into that tire barrier on seemingly his own accord. So I think how you navigate these damaged cars and just making sure you don't get your car damaged is going to be important. But they're side by side.
Moves to the inside, through the bus stop. Oh, it's not going to go well. The 33 goes wide. Guthrie spins. Haley spins as well. And Ricardo Garcia. Harrison goes.
They keep going. Well. Oh my goodness.
They all spin as Blake Walker spins coming into the carousel. And Christopher Marnell has taken the lead with the yellow out here on lap 23 of 25. And Tyler Cook has made his way into second.
I don't even know where to start here, but they're racing back to the line still. This has to be resolved.
Racing back to the line as we've lap 24-25. We're going to have a green-white checkered, but first, what in the world just happened on that restart?
You have to think that all the oil wasn't, either the oil wasn't laid down or just everyone reacted. I mean, you had the lapped cars in front of the leaders side by side. That maybe provided a distraction for Gordoff and Yuko, but everyone else, yeah, they're just sliding off. There must have been oil still on the track.
I mean, you can see from this top-down angle that we had a lot of just people spitting. So let's look at this angle here where we see the 33 slide, the 51 of Guthrie really slid, then the 27 of Fridge must have gotten burned by somebody, and then like lemmings jumping off a cliff, you saw the 3 and the 77 follow suit. Top-down helicopter angle from this, honestly, very smooth brain move from Guthrie here, but I mean with 3 laps to go. Oh, the 33 drove himself off on his own accord. I thought the 51 was more alongside.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thought from the initial look, but yeah, I mean, Guthrie was about to drive away, mostly undamaged, and that 77 took a shot.
He did. And here's the spin from Blake Walker. Relatively not well. So on board with Marnell. The 51 braked with plenty of time. The 33 must have overcompensated for thinking the 51 was going to be there. And everybody just goes out off from that. And Marnell goes from 3rd to 1st in 1 corner.
Yeah, I mean, look at that top 10. It's completely changed from about 10 laps to go to now. And that's just as a result of not only this flip strategy, but also these last 2 insane cautions. I've seen a lot of notable drivers go off, and you know, with a double file restart coming up, I'm interested to see how this fares.
So green-white checkered rules, 2 laps, all out, no yellows will be called, double file restart, and your top. So everybody that was on the lead lap is on the lead lap. Everybody that was involved in the yellow that wanted to continue goes to the rear. So Marnell, Cook, your front row, Gordoff, Madron, row 2, Banger, Foss, Chen, Rowe, Lamar, and Guo, row 5. And we still have plenty of contenders. The 27, the 77, the 51, all those guys are still in it, but at the rear. Here we go. Green flag is out. We're underway. 30-some cars ready for this green-white checkered, and we already have Jerry Chen to the inside. Cook with the advantage into turn number 1. Marnell gets out in front as... Oh, around goes
Big
Visconti. Nathan Stapleton gets a big, heavy damage. The 80 as well. Ian McDaniel goes around, and the 23 has a massive gap out in front. The 83 of Santiago Nicolas doing some lawn mowing. But it's Marnell out front.
He's not exactly
clean?
He's not clear of Cook yet, though, because Cook just had a great bus stop, and it looks like he's gaining on the 23 a little bit.
We had probably the cleanest bus stop that we've had all race. Here's the 37 of Alexander Rowe. Look at him inside this top 5. This 37 has battled back from the back to the front. Strokey banger alongside him, but we're coming to 1 lap to go. Sponsored by nobody, Christopher Marnell battling his teammate, Tyler Cook, here at the Glen. 2.45 miles to go.
Yeah, I mean, Marnell is one of those guys who has qualified really well, just has yet to execute it in a race, but right now it looks like he could be in the catbird seat for his first win of the season. It's just a matter of if he'll pull it off here.
He's just got to stay clean through these final corners. Logan Williams making a battle through this, looks like about 15th place here. Marnell, your Season 3 champion, looking for his first victory. Through the bus stops they go. Really clean for everybody in this top 10, top 15. Everybody's getting through here clean. But here comes the 43. He's got a head of steam through the carousel.
Oh, I cannot wait to see how this evolves here, because Cook has a great run here.
43 of Cook, 2 more corners to go. He's got 1 more to do it now. Marnell out in front. His teammate Cook looks left, looks right, now stays behind. It's going to be a CRT 1-2. Christopher Marnell takes it home in upstate New York. And don't look now. We talked about him a little bit, but it was Jordan Madron who finishes in the top 3, finishes 3rd. Another amazing run for the Durham, North Carolina native, as Marnell's going to burn it down in turn 1, waiting for the field to pass him by. The fans giving the Irishman a big loud cheer. It took 3 seasons for Marnell to get his first win. Well, it took him 5 races to get him his first win of season number 4. Congratulations to our Season 3 champion. Getting it done.
What a race, and, you know, a lot of incidents definitely had the fair share in helping him, but, you know, at the end of the day, whoever crosses the line first from Marnell secures this victory.
We've had some controversy, I think, in years past with the green-white checkers not being as fair to some, but how we stacked up 1-2 was Marnell Cook. How we finished 1-2, Marnell Cook. Robbie Gordoff, I have to feel for the kid. Finished 6th place in another race that could say that's a missing win. 3rd race in a row where he's just been so awfully fast. Great run for him as the rest of the running order is going to scroll on by. Great run for Alexander Rowe in 4th place. I feel like, John, every time you and I are in this booth, Alexander Rowe finds a way to finish in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's the work of a champion, right? I mean, the way you're able to work through the field and just show how great of a driver you are, it's in races like these where you just have to survive, and not only survive, but also carve your way through the field on those long runs. That is the work of Alexander Rowe.
Absolutely. And as we see, Kyle maybe failed to mention this. He took the green for the green-white checkered and came down to pit road, did not finish the race, had an electrical issue to end the day. As you saw, the rest of the field of the guys that did not continue after the green-white checkered being laps down or multiple laps down. But now we've got a new points leader, a new top 2 atop the points. Teammates, Marnell and Gordoff, 1-2, and Alexander Rowe sitting in 9th place. Kyle Maybe and Quentin Haley 3-4 right now. And Jordan Madrid, a second year vet. I mean, we have a lot of second year veterans. Kaz Gralla in 11th, Christian Visconti 13th, Reed Simpson 15th. A lot of these guys in the point standings are showing up to these tracks that they've been to before. This is the second race in a row where we've had an even playing field in terms of these guys haven't been here since 2021. These guys are showing up and showing out at the tracks that you'd expect the veterans to come out here and put a belt to butt, as someone might say.
Yeah, I mean, and that just shows the adaptability of this new class of drivers and just how quickly they're able to pick things up. It is demonstrated through races like this where, it's an uncommon track for them and they haven't been here before. You know, just great to see these younger drivers have good runs.
I agree. It's so refreshing to see this parity throughout the field, especially with these guys. A lot of them had really rough season threes, and their rookie seasons just not being what we wanted them to be. Reed Simpson, for example, Quentin Haley, Justin Haley, Christian Visconti. A lot of these guys, you look at last year's standings, 36th, 38th, 40th, or not 40th, but 35th. And now here we are. The script has been flipped, except for what the one constant, Alexander Rowe near the top and Christopher Marnell leading the points. We'll have to see if the veterans are able to fight back a little bit, but as of right now, John, I'd have to say the biggest storyline absolutely has to be these second year guys.
Yeah, agreed. And especially, how they've progressed throughout the season. Some of them, like you mentioned, the amount they've improved as time goes on, just impressive stuff.
Well, I would have to say you and I have seen two banger races this season, and all five races have been great. Next week, it's the All Star race. We're going to Texas Motor Speedway, but a little bit different. You guys will see. It's going to be a fun one. And then the next points paying race, not next week, but in 2 weeks, will be the Charlotte Coca-Cola 600. John, any final words, any final thoughts before we sign off?
I'm just excited for the Texas race. It's one of my favorite tracks. Can't wait to see it.
Well, from everybody here in the booth, so long, good night, and comment your favorite cat.